Greetings, this is a Timeshare Traveler. I've been doing little short videos every Friday just to hit topics that I think are important. And one I'm talking about today is key information to know for planning. It's kind of these are my tips on what I do for planning. And I'm not going to go into specifics of each location, but just tell you in general why and what I do. Okay, so first thing is tips, key information to know for planning. The information for all the booking windows is available on your timeshare website, and you need to just read them specifically, know them all, each individually. I am going to create some training videos on that specifically, but that's more for the membership group. First thing is you have to plan ahead for your timeshare. That's the one thing. Again, I did a short video on the difference between a timeshare and a hotel, and that's fundamentally the difference. And so we all maybe grew up with hotels, and we have to get used to the planning process. And so I actually look at the locations and just browse them because at some point I'm going to want to go to them. So I browse them to see what the availability is. I'll go out close to the window. In some cases, there's a 9-month booking window, or a 10-month booking window, a 12-month booking window, based on depending on your program, whether you have a deed, whether you have points. Each system is different, so I'm not going to try to cover all the rules here. I just wanted you to go read the rules in your website. They're all available to you. And I actually, like I say, I go and I actually look, pretend like I'm going to book. Why not? Why not be excited about a vacation? So go look at the locations and see how easy it is to book out. Now, you're going to know that Christmas is a busy season typically for timeshares. Not all, but most of them. Or New Year's if you're thinking Las Vegas. So then the second thing is know the key dates for your timeshare. Can you book 12 months out? If you book 12 months out, do you get a full week? But you really only want a 3-day, and then maybe you have to be within 8 months in order to get something less than 12. So you look at the availability well in advance of what you're going to do and learn those different rules and see what's possible. It might sound like a lot of work, but it's better to do that than wait till you actually need to do it and then realize you can't do what you want to do, and that leads to frustration. All the information's there. I kind of look at practicing before I need to do it, and just learn that, because again, it's to my advantage. I get what I want that way, as opposed to being frustrated. So by doing the work up front, again, availability of timeshares. Learn the locations within your timeshare company. Learn the locations where I'm booking further out because of high desirability. So for example, I know that if I want to book Worldmark Marina Dunes, which is in Monterey, right on the water, I need to book it literally 13 months in advance, and that's the maximum window. I also know if I want to book Hilton Maui, typically it opens up, because I don't have a deed there. Yeah, typically it opened up, I'm trying to remember now, 8 or 9 months out. I have to look at my own rules, remember them. So I have to look right at the edge to see what's coming. And in fact, in Hilton's case, you can it's shaded, but you can see what the availability is slightly beyond that. So you can actually sort of see it before it becomes available. And I do all kinds of tricks. Like I'll book 3 days as soon as the 3 days are available. And then adding the next day, I just do it the next day. I add it the next day. So once I have 3 days, I'm really the only one who can get that one extra day, because you have to have a minimum of 3 days. So I know where the planning windows are, and as soon as I get the minimum I can book, I book it, and then the next day, the next day, and the next day. So that's another example of how, I know it's a little bit anal retentive, but how I'm able to book a week when everyone's saying, how can you possibly do that? Because they're waiting for the whole week to be available. I'm waiting for, minimum booking of 3 days. So knowing your minimum, knowing the locations that are hard to get, and knowing that little trick that I just gave you right there. I don't know about trick, but I just learned that you can do that. Again, know the maximum you can book out. Again, here's the thing. When you book way out, you can always cancel. And then that's the second thing, is to know the cancellation rules. But typically you can book it, if you can book 13 months out, if you cancel within 2 months, usually there's no no penalty. So booking in advance, even before you've got everyone to agree that that's a great date. I mean, man, gosh, if you get Christmas in Hawaii and that's what you've always wanted to do, it should be the easy part of talking to everyone. Hey, I got exactly what I wanted at Christmas. Remind people and so forth. Again, 12, 13 months, and some interim booking windows. So there's also interim, like Hilton has Hilton Grand Vacations and Hilton Club, and within the two, there's a 6-month window. So there's interims, and then WorldMark has when inventory specials are a certain window, and then Monday Madness is a different window. So there are those kind of key dates to remember. So there you go. That's key dates for planning. Okay, the second part I wanted to talk about was other key dates. Special dates to remember. Again, I mentioned it earlier, the Hilton Grand Vacation, the Hilton Club. Those are specific dates that happen to be in a 6-month window. And again, I look at that window right at the edge. Because I own on both sides, if I find I own some of the Hilton Club and some Hilton Grand Vacations, if I find I have more points in Hilton Grand Vacations. So I'm always looking at the 6-month window. And if there's nothing there, I'll switch over to the club side. And because that's where I have priority out 12 months, I'll actually book that. I'll call that a high peak demand, and that's where I'll specifically use my lesser number of points that I have. Again, discounts. So the booked within 3 months, that's an inventory special on WorldMark. They also have a discount for the Monday Madness, which is a very specific group. So that's that. And Marriott is another one where you can book 12 months out. You can book a week, unless you're one of the high-end premiers. Then you can book days out to the maximum. But I'm not, so I have to wait till within 8 months, and then I can book a 3-day vacation. But I know exactly. I start looking out at 8 months if something really important to me that I want to do with the Marriott. And knowing there's going to be 1 day to 3 days or whatever. That's the nice thing, is their minimum is 1 day. Hilton's Vacation Club is 2 days. Hilton Grand Vacations is 3 days. So knowing the minimum number of days, and then I can go on about that. I know all of them because it matters to me, and it should matter to you, because the more you know, the more you can take advantage of it. And then the next thing is know the cancellation information. When can you cancel without risk? Whenever I book my reservation, like WorldMark actually puts the cancellation by date, and so does Hilton, and so I know what that date is. And then the rules are right on the website, and I actually copy the rules for cancellations into my booking so that I can actually remember them. So I get used to doing that, because the last thing you want to do is not know when the cancellation, have that pass, and then that may be okay because there's some restrictions, but I don't want to lose points because I canceled. I want to cancel before I would lose points. I might have them restricted. So Marriott has a way, if you cancel within 60 days, you have to use it within that calendar year, and you can't book any further out in 60 days once you've canceled something within 60 days. It's kind of restricted. So I highly recommend you know that, so you don't get avoid it. Again, I'm going to be creating detailed training videos for myself and for my members on how to do the key booking and time frames, and I'll be doing it with Hilton, Marriott, and WorldMark. If you want to become a member, it's relatively it's $5 a month to be advanced training, which is where this will be. And link is in the description if you want. But again, the general stuff I want to provide to everyone, and there's just a lot of detail that I'm going to put together for my members. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Don't forget to give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and WorldMark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.